Hello, I'm Charles Luton Brain, and we're here at the Alberta College of Art and Design in Calgary, Canada. And in this segment, we're going to address making a stick pin end. That is a rubber-filled cap that goes on the end of a pin that you would wear on your shirt. So to start with, I have some tubing, and I'm going to need to cut a piece off that's the appropriate length. I just wanted to touch on a couple of notes about cutting tubing. And the first way of cutting tubing is extremely crude, but it works quite well. That is to simply make a notch. I can make that notch with a saw blade, a saw frame, such as this. I can make it with a file, any other sharp tool. Another method of cutting tubing is to take a very sharp knife and you press very hard and you roll it carefully on a piece of wood. And this also snaps the tube in a nice smooth end. So at this point, I'm now going to cut it with a much more controllable method. I'm going to take this saw blade and turn it upside down and place it back into the handle so that the teeth point upwards, not down. There, I'm just checking. Okay. And I'm going to place the tube into my flexible shaft like this. Tighten that nicely. I'm going to take the flexible shaft handpiece, place it in my left hand, I'm right-handed, and I'm going to cut this by sawing while it's spinning. And you can see that that cuts cleanly, quickly, and to a perfect 90-degree edge. If I take a file, this is another way of guaranteeing absolute 90 degrees. There we go. And we're now ready to proceed and make this into a stick pin end. I'm going to now take this tube and I'm going to spin it. That is, I'm going to treat it as if it was on a lathe. I'm just putting a little bit of lubricant beeswax on there. And I'm going to take a pair of round nose pliers and burnish this. And you can see that it is smooth and closed up completely. All right, just going to finish that, and we can see that it's smooth. I'm just going to take a little bit of emery on here and just finish this so it's all ready for polishing. And decide on the length that I need for the stick pin, and we'll cut that off. There we go. And we're now going to work on the other side, the open side of the stick pin cap or cover. I'll turn this around, place the and let's just need that just a little bit further out. There we go. And I'm going to take an eraser and drill into the eraser with the tube. There we go. Now I'm going to tilt it, twist it, and we now have the tube completely filled with rubber. And the last thing I'm going to do is to take a piece of flat steel, the pliers, and just burnish the end of the tube closed over the rubber, essentially setting it like a gemstone. And now I have a stick pin end, a cover, a cap for my stick pin to protect the user, and that's how easy it is to make one.